Previously on the Who Dat Weekly.
We did not just pick Tyler Shough, did we? Please tell me that's a dream, right? Saints, what the hell are y'all doing? What the living hell are y'all doing? Tyler Shough of all people? Are you kidding me? That's gotta be the worst pick I've ever seen. Tyler Shough, 27, almost 27 years old. Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me with this. Stupid pick, man. Stupid. Shoutout Sanders was available. Come on, man. Infuriating. One day I'm praising y'all for a good pick. The next day y'all making something stupid. Stupid pick, man. Stupid. I need more alcohol for this.
A few moments later.
Sometimes I need to learn to keep my mouth shut even when I'm upset about certain draft picks. Hit that intro, gang. How's everybody doing today? Hope y'all are having a fabulous, absolutely wonderful Thursday evening, because it's So this is gonna be a fun conversation to talk about. If you're wondering why exactly did I caption the title of this video, Is Shough the Next Brees, I will explain momentarily. And we hope you enjoy this video, and if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, if you do like and subscribe, you'll keep up with the channel. If you are the latest subscriber, I will give you a personal shout out from my channel to help boost your channel as well. The little guys looking for the little guys. How about that? So, alrighty, gang. So let's go ahead and talk about the Tyler Shough conversation, because right now it has taken social media by storm, especially on Saints Twitter, Facebook, you name it, Instagram. Even though I don't use Twitter anymore, I kind of see what other people from Twitter have been sending me lately, and I have to say I'm thoroughly impressed how everyone has reacted so far to Tyler Shough, because yes, I am, as y'all already saw, I was one of those guilty Saints fans who absolutely overreacted to how we drafted Tyler Shough so high, because we were all kind of on the same boat. We all thought, okay, it's either going to be Jackson Dart or Shoutout Sanders. And, well, Jackson Dart ended up with the Giants, as we all know, and he's been doing so well with the Giants despite what the Giants' record looks like. And even though sadly got injured recently, so that kind of sucks, but that's not our problem. And then you got Shoutout Sanders, who has yet to start a game this season, and there's been a lot of it's actually kind of funny that we're talking about him, but it's funny because he had a large following on really all social media platforms. He was the most talked about quarterback, only for him to be drafted not until the 5th round and has yet to start a game, and has been consistently, so far, the 3rd string backup to literally any quarterback that's currently backing up the starter. And at this point, the Cleveland Browns' current starter is Dillon Gabriel, and it looks to be that way for the foreseeable future, unless something changes. So, but I think it just shows that Shoutout Sanders, as I predicted, was not all that hyped up as he should have been. Well, that is, he should not have been hyped up the way he is. But we're not going to be talking about Shoutout Sanders here. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Tyler Shough and how we overreacted. So, and I kid you not, when I heard that draft pick announced by the Saints saying they have drafted Tyler Shough, I was furious. And y'all saw that firsthand on that YouTube show that I made moments after the Saints drafted Tyler Shough. And I was thinking, who the living hell is Tyler Shough? Where did this guy come from? I'd never even heard of this guy. Like, I had to do a lot of extra background digging to see how good Tyler Shough was because, I mean, nobody knew who he was. All we knew he was among the top 5 quarterbacks, but nobody was even remotely thinking that he'd be worth a draft pick, especially considering his injury history, and on top of that, he's been in college football for 7 whole years. We're like, there's just no way we would draft somebody like him, right? Well, sure enough, we were wrong, and the Saints drafted him, which made us furious, as already mentioned. And initially I was like, there's just no way this is gonna work. Like, there's no way Tyler Shough would be the quarterback of the future if that is the case. I mean, sure, the jury's still out for Tyler Shough, especially after 2 games that we have now personally witnessed. But at the same time, you never know with the NFL. Like, sometimes you draft a quarterback you don't think is going to be that good, only for him to turn out to be some superstar quarterback. Like, a great example, Baker Mayfield. Because at first I thought Baker Mayfield's not that good. Like, sure, he was really good with Oklahoma, but overall he didn't impress me much with the Cleveland Browns. Now, I did see some flashes with the Cleveland Browns at the time, so I thought maybe it could work out, but it didn't, and the Cleveland Browns got rid of him shortly afterwards, and we all know the rest is history. But he's one of those quarterbacks that have proven me wrong because he had a rough start, only for him to suddenly shoot out of a cannon, no pun intended, Buccaneer fans, but only for him to be shot out of a cannon like he just blasted out of nowhere and now is among the top 10 best quarterbacks in the NFL and possibly top 5 quarterbacks. In fact, he's the sole reason why the Buccaneers have been consistently good the last 3 years post Tom Brady. It's been remarkably impressive. So, and that's just like one of the examples I can give that possibly might prove us wrong with Tyler Shough. And let me go ahead and talk about why he's been getting so much praise. I mean, let's think about it. Let's think about it here. Tyler, after last week's showdown against the Los Angeles Rams, we really didn't see a whole lot. But I had already mentioned in a video where the idea of Tyler Shough beating the Rams is probably little to non-existent. I only mentioned a very small, microscopic percent that maybe he could be able to beat them because he's practiced against them before. But of course, when I say practice against them, we're talking about he practiced mainly against the second and third string players that the Rams had. So that's why I say it was very microscopic. It would not translate into a regular season game against the Los Angeles Rams starters. So I knew from the start that this game could possibly be rough, but I had a small glimmer of hope that maybe he might be able to pull up an upset because the Rams don't know what they were preparing for. Unfortunately, they were prepared, and our O-line sucked, and we all know how that game went. It was an absolute disaster class. But in regards to Tyler Shough and how he did personally, I have to say he played better than I expected. Sure, like, his stats don't really prove it, but at the same time, when our defense could not get off the field that day, I mean, the Rams had the ball for like 40-plus minutes. You're not going to win games like that. And when you're consistently getting off the field on offense, you're definitely not going to win games. I mean, what do we expect the Saints offense to do, especially against a ferocious Rams defense that has been manhandling teams left and right? They even manhandled the freaking San Francisco 49ers this past Sunday. So, like, that kind of just proves my point there. So, altogether, it's been interesting. But let me focus back on Tyler Shough because I'm about to get off track here. But the point I'm trying to make here is that even though that game against the Rams was rough, I saw a lot of good things from Tyler Shough. I'd say he handled pressure better than Rattler did. That's a big given. I think his footwork definitely was a big factor. even though he was sacked a bunch of times, and that's really all on the offensive line. I mean, he can move around as often as he wants, but at the same time, you're not going to get very far, especially when the O-line continues to consistently get blown up by the opposing D-line. So, like I said, there's not much you can do. But I saw a lot of good things from Shough that I really liked. Now, the other thing was play calling. Play calling was a bit sketchy in that game, too. I think we could have made some better play calls. But as I've continually to mention that Kellen Moore is a first-year head coach. He's trying to figure things out with the team he has now and hoping we can at least win a few more games with what we got now. And hopefully, in the long-term run, that we can find or get better players to be actual, legit, star-studded players and really excel on the offense that he's trying to execute. Because right now, it's still up in the air, Kellen Moore. But we're not talking about Kellen Moore at this minute. We're talking about Tyler Shough. Tyler Shough showed me some things in the Rams game. It wasn't a whole lot, but it was enough for me to say, okay, I see a little something there, but let's see what happens on the next game against a divisional opponent. That would be the Carolina Panthers. And that game, I thought we were certain to lose. I thought for certain we would lose because, I mean, the Panthers have gotten better. I gave them a lot of respect in the last podcast episode I made. I gave them a lot of respect because they deserve a lot of credit because they really turned around their team, especially after the last couple years where they've had little to no success. And they've had more success this year than they had in years prior. So I thought for certain we were going to lose that game. But instead, we saw the best outing from the Saints offense yet. Now, granted, we did not score more than 20 points, but it didn't matter to me because really the Saints offense gave the Panthers fits. And that's a sentence I have not used in a minute, and that's saying a lot. So, with that being said, with the Saints offense that day, I saw more positives out of Shough than anything else. And just remember how I mentioned his footwork and his pocket presence? I mentioned those two things, maybe more the footwork than the pocket presence, but you get what I mean. Maybe that's be the second thing I noticed more out of this Panthers game than I did in the Rams game. But those are the two things I noticed out of Shough, just like eyeballing him the entire game through. And even when the line broke down, it did break down a few times, he avoided pressure like that. He just instantly avoided it. And when he did avoid it, it gave him more time to look downfield and just push that ball downfield. And that is something I wanted to see out of Shough, to see what can he do when he is under pressure, especially with the line that we got now, which we all know is not very good. But he flashed so well, and I couldn't be more proud of him. I'm so thrilled. And for the first time all season, we felt something good. We felt a little hope. And I'm sure a lot of you Saints fans felt the same way. I bet y'all felt the same way that we felt a little something, a little spark of hope. That maybe we're not completely hopeless after all at quarterback. Maybe Tyler Shough is the answer. Maybe he's the guy for the future. Only time will tell, of course, because I don't want to jump the gun too fast, considering it's only been 2 games under Tyler Shough, and we still got 7 more to go. Now, granted, the rest of our games should theoretically be winnable, fingers crossed. But given how the Saints team has played so far this season, it wouldn't shock me if we lose a bunch more still. But the thing I'm going to be really looking out for is how Tyler Shough continues to throw the ball, handle pressure, his footwork, and making smart decisions with the ball. Because so far, even though outside of 2 picks that he's thrown, one of them was mainly Chris Olave's fault, and that was against the Buccaneers, and the other one was really just under constant pressure from the Rams defense. It was bound to happen at some point. I'm surprised it lasted that late into the game. But in this previous game against the Panthers, there was pressure, but he made smarter throws. And that's the third thing I noticed out of Tyler Shough. And these 3 characteristics of a quarterback that I've been looking for is I hope you make good footwork while you're handling the football. You pass the ball well. You make smart decisions with the ball, and yeah, let's make smart decisions with the football. And on top of that, can you handle pressure well? And I saw all four of those things in this past game. I really did see all four of them against the Rams game, even if it wasn't saying much, considering we lost so poorly to the Rams. But I saw it mainly as the first half wrapped up, that the Saints offense made some moves. Tyler Shough was able to glide the team downfield for a last-minute touchdown before the halftime wrapped up. And those are things I have been looking out for at a quarterback. For a quarterback, that is, excuse me. And it encouraged me a lot this past Sunday when I had little to no complaints about how the offense was pushing the ball downfield, keeping the ball in their favor, and killing the clock left and right. So that way the Panthers have little to no hope in this game. It also helps that the defense really helped out big time. So, and that's something I was so encouraged by this past Sunday against the Panthers. And my hope is that he continues this success as the season progresses. And if that is the case, then I am absolutely 100% certain, no, make that 1,000% certain, that we definitely found our quarterback for the future. But as we all know, only time will tell. I don't want to blow this out of proportion because it's only been 2 games. But seeing how he has performed so far this year in 2 games, I like our odds for the rest of the future. I like our odds for how this team could perform given the right quarterback that we drafted. And now if he continues his success, even if we lose 5-6 more games this year, and that's still a good possibility, because we got the Buccaneers still on our schedule, we got Atlanta twice, I think we got Tennessee next, and then I can't remember the rest of the schedule, but still, and the Panthers. So we got Panthers one more time. We still have a very, very favorable chance to maybe win a few games, but we also have a good chance of losing those games too. But the thing I'm going to be keeping my eye on is seeing how Tyler Shough, as each week rolls by, see how he does specifically, and hoping that he continues to excel to the next level. And that's something I just did not see out of Spencer Rattler. And I know I'm about to talk about Spencer Rattler for a hot second, but it's really night and day when you see Tyler Shough on the field commanding the offense versus Spencer Rattler commanding the offense. And to all those Rattler fans out there who are probably still upset that Tyler Shough replaced him as the starter for the team, I mean, it was bound to happen for one. But on top of that, Spencer Rattler simply wasn't winning games. And Tyler Shough won his first game in 2 games, where it took Rattler 13, 14 games. At some point, the Saints have probably realized that Rattler just wasn't cutting it. He wasn't getting the job done. And it doesn't mean that Rattler has done a horrible job, don't get me wrong. I've been one of his big supporters ever since he got drafted, because I saw a lot of potential in him. But now that I've seen him play for a majority of this season with healthy starters, unlike Tyler Shough is missing Eric McCoy at center. He's also missing Rashid Shaheed from the trade. Also Trevor Penning. He's missing a few players that Spencer Rattler had before the trade deadline and before Eric McCoy was lost for the season. And even with those players, really, Spencer Rattler just couldn't get the job done. He was either too scared to push the ball downfield and take chances, and when he did take chances, he made stupid throws that really resulted in more turnovers than anything else. As the season progressed, I truly do think Spencer Rattler's best game was against the San Francisco 49ers, but after that, nothing. It was just the same old story. Same poorly led, unable to stay on the field kind of offense led by Spencer Rattler, and it's a sad thing. It really is a sad thing. And while Spencer Rattler fans will probably be very much upset with what I'm saying about their boy here. And I just want to say I'm a Saints fan first. I am not a player stan whatsoever. I made that pretty clear in a video many, many months ago. If you want to check that out, click on my channel, and you can find it from there. But the thing is, it's like I'm a Saints fan first, and I'm never a player stan ever. I will support any Saints player on my team until I realize that they are just not a good fit for us anymore. And sadly, Spencer Rattler is not a good fit anymore. I'm happy that the Saints gave him a proper shot because I felt like he did deserve it given how last season went in particular, and that we could truly see what he's made of. Now that we have seen what he's made of, it's only fair to give Tyler Shough what's the word I'm looking for? Given it was only fair to Tyler Shough that he take over for the rest of the season, is what I'm trying to say. So, and while it's sad for Spencer Rattler, I get that, but on the plus side of things, depending on what happens as the season progresses, at least he should feel good knowing that he could potentially either A, start for another team if he decides to leave us, or B, stick around as a backup in case, say, Tyler Shough gets hurt. God forbid that happen. But it's only a series of decisions on what happens from here with Spencer Rattler. But all I know is I think starting Tyler Shough now that he has 2 games under his belt and he's had a majority of this season to really watch from the stands, or from the bench, that is, actually. If we could see, now that he has seen how the NFL is, it's given him time to really adjust to it. And I think so far, after 2 games, he's adjusted pretty well given the circumstances of the Saints, especially their current state. So, and this is a great opportunity for him to display himself as a candidate to be the Saints' future starting quarterback for the foreseeable future. And it's also a good way for us to see, okay, perhaps he is someone we can actually build around. This is somebody we could actually draft some weapons from this next coming draft, get some better O-line pieces, and also give him a better defense, because the defense, while has been okay for the most part, it's not been great, but it's also not been good at all. But they get the job done for the most part, and they at least slow down other teams, except for the Rams and Seahawks, and I guess the Buccaneers, if you want to throw them in there. But they held the Buccaneers pretty well, so I guess I could throw them in there too. But yeah, build around Tyler Shough and just see what happens within the next year or two. And if it doesn't pan out, then it just doesn't pan out. We look for a new quarterback by then. But I have a good gut feeling. And granted, my gut feelings have been off lately because I said this team would make the playoffs. And we're not likely to make the playoffs. But I have a good gut feeling that this guy could work out. And feel free to come after me if within the next year or two, Tyler Shough is either going to be struggling hard or just not panning out well enough to where we have to draft a new quarterback. But we'll cross that bridge later on. Right now, I got a good gut feeling that we might see the Drew Brees days once again. But instead of Drew Brees, it's going to be Tyler Shough. I know. That says a lot. Because no one can match Drew Brees' level whatsoever. We all should know that. That's like saying, Cam Newton can reach Tom Brady's level after he replaced him, essentially. We know that was never going to happen. Now, I mean, no disrespect to Cam Newton. He was always been one of those really good mobile quarterbacks growing up. And boy, was he a pain in the butt. That's a video for another day. But altogether, I feel good about Tyler Shough and as the starting quarterback for the foreseeable future. Now, if we could just give him some actual weapons, get some new receivers in the draft, maybe a new running back, because I think Alvin Kamara has to be on his last leg at this point, because if we're all being honest, Alvin Kamara is his production has gone way down over the last 3 years, and it's pretty evident this season so far has been his worst. And I think it'll be time to like really find a new running back to replace him in the long run. So I don't know what they would do by then, but we'll cross that bridge at another time. So, but let's go ahead and ask the question: why do I think Tyler Shough could be the next Drew Brees? Well, I kind of mentioned it already. Like the attention to his footwork has been noticeable. He handles pressure well. He also passes the ball pretty efficiently, despite the current circumstances of the team. And like he showed a lot of Drew Brees-like aspects. Now, the only obvious big difference is he actually runs more than Drew Brees. But there's some aspects that I could definitely see in him that relate to Drew Brees in such a way that I'm like, okay, let's keep this up and see where this goes. Now, am I saying Tyler Shough is absolutely the iconic Drew Brees? Absolutely not. Don't get me wrong with that. Tyler Shough's not going to go up to that level. Now, unless he does, then great, but I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting him to be good at who he is and how he is at quarterback. And so far, what I've seen in 2 games out of Tyler Shough, I think there's a lot of good things. Now, if he can escalate that and make that great things like Drew Brees did, then awesome. I'm all for it. But we got to fix the little things first, and that's getting Tyler Shough an actual offense for starters. We got to get him some better weapons, get him a better O-line that can protect him well enough, and get him a proper defense, and just make some tweaks and band-aids, I guess, in the defense. So, but overall, I'm very pleased with how Tyler Shough has played, and let me tell you, I'm eating my crow right now because, as y'all saw in my shorts, me getting upset about the Tyler Shough pick, he is making me eat my words. Like, I am happy to eat that crow. And I know a lot of Saints fans are eating their crow, unless you're a Spencer Rattler fan, and I'm sorry, I can't help you there. But he's making us all look stupid, and I love that. I love it when these players prove me wrong. And that's something I want them to do. And because I wanted Spencer, when Spencer Rattler became the starter, I wanted him to prove to me that you're capable enough to be a starter, in which he was. He proved me right there. But my next question for him was, can you be a winning starter? And he failed at that. And I hate that I was right about that. But going back to Tyler Shough, I was skeptical from day one. I did see good things from his tape from over the offseason. I was like, okay, I do see what they see. I see that he could be a potential good passer and a good quarterback for the Saints, but I have to see with my own 2 eyes because I'm still skeptical. I'm afraid of his injury history, blah, blah, blah. I think we all know the generic excuses that we made for Tyler Shough, and so far, he has made us look stupid, and I love it. And I encourage him to make us look stupid because, as I've preached all offseason long, because I'm fair to both quarterbacks when they nominated Rattler over Shough. And even when we thought Shough would probably be a starter at some point, and all his doubters and haters were out there saying, "Oh, Shough sucks. We got to get a better quarterback. Let's look towards the next draft. Who we get in the next draft? Why are we giving up on Shough so quickly?" I said this so many times during the offseason and during some parts of preseason, really. Let's give Tyler Shough a chance to grow and see what he's made of. And so far, it's been good things. I've been fair to him towards that. Now, I was skeptical, obviously, at first. Y'all saw that firsthand. But at the same time, I was very pleased that he has proved me wrong so far. So, in due time, we'll see what happens with Tyler Shough. We'll see if he ends up being that quarterback for the future for the New Orleans Saints. And from here on out, we'll see what happens from there. So, right now, we're just playing speculation games. And we're gonna have a little fun with that because right now Tyler Shough made last Sunday so much more fun than I expected it to be because I was expecting it to be another bad game. I was expecting to lose by 30 points like we had the last 2 games. only for him to turn around and make it so much fun. I'm like, I'm having fun with Saints football again. Like, it felt refreshing to not only just win, it was refreshing to know there was hardly anything for me to say negatively about their performance. I did not say a single bad thing about Tyler Shough that Sunday. I was like just looking, just like, this is probably gonna be a bad game. Okay. I see you, Tyler Shough, making big throws at Chris Olave. Oh, okay. There you go, Juwan Johnson. There you go. Like, it's these little things. Like, I could not come up with a proper excuse or really a proper negative comment to say about the Saints. They played a near perfect game. Now, do I wish they had scored more points? Yeah, sure. But you know what? We still won the game. That's all that counts. So, and I'm happy about that. I hope Tyler Shough continues to grow before our eyes. I hope he continues to excel in the offense that he has been thrown into. And I just hope for the best. Like, and one last thing I want to say about Tyler Shough is that he really has been he has been refreshing to, like, witnessing hang on, let me rephrase that sentence. It's been refreshing to see him grow in this offseason, through this season currently. Because, like, as soon as he was drafted, he made that Instagram post, I think we all have seen it, where he said he will literally give his life on the field to lead the Saints to glory, in a sense. I mean, that's not his actual word for word, but you probably remember, you probably know what I'm talking about. So, and then he was going out to lunch at all local restaurants here in New Orleans, and of course here in Metairie. I was like, okay, this kid's serious. He's actually embracing the New Orleans culture. Now, I really can't wait for him to see Mardi Gras. That'd be the next fun thing to watch. So we'll see if he really, really embraces the New Orleans culture here by then. But we'll worry about that till February. But still, it's those little things. And then seeing him in preseason, sure wasn't a whole lot, but we saw some good flashes. And then obviously, most recently, he's starting the last two games, in which I thought he did really good, especially this past game. So, and on top of that, he's been an absolutely great teammate to Spencer Rattler, despite his struggles, despite how the team has played. He has been a very supportive teammate. And when he got nominated to be the starter, he was very humble about it. And that's something that really caught my eye, is how humble he was especially towards Spencer Rattler, who just lost his job, potentially for life, really. Especially, at least with the New Orleans Saints. I don't know what will happen to him afterwards, but only time will tell. So, yeah. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank y'all for tuning in. And what do you guys think about Tyler Shough? Do y'all think he's the answer? Do you think he's not the answer? If you're a Spencer Rattler fan who's just hating on him, well, screw you. Go cry in the corner. And on top of that, let's all remember to just support our team no matter who's wearing the black and gold and what the name on their jerseys is on the back. So, with that being said, hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. Till then, who that, baby?
Hey, Gates, you are the savior. We yelling black and gold to the Super Bowl. Black and gold.